Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dharma friends, that today we are in a world, is more virtual world, and mainly things that exist only in the sky. So, it is a kind of way that we can educate ourselves and understand more deeply rather than go with this material world, physically holding these things, to become more flexible yourself and becoming more accessible to things and getting more benefit out of the time and the space, and you can become more productive person physically and psychologically. So this is a kind of a skill that you have to develop, that it ultimate level is the vipassana level. But when we come to this raw level in this ordinary life, when we come today, look at the world and the Bitcoin and no money, but they have asset and they have value, but there is no currency, no any bank. And Amazon, and they sell books, and they don't any books, and they don't have any bookstore. And Alibaba, they sell the most around the world. They don't have any kind of retailer shops, and they don't own any kind of the space as a store. And Uber, and they own taxis, but they don't have any physical taxis, no any cars that they as a company they own for taxis, but they are very huge taxi company around the world. And Google, so without any kind of material space or the physical space, they own most of the properties and intellectually, and they have most of information today collected. So this is a world that we have to think then. And what is the benefit that we can get out of this? What is our responsibility out of this world to gain something better? Because recently that there are few students and some of my friends and ask the same question, exactly same question. 3-4 people asked yesterday and day before yesterday. What is the question? And attachment and loneliness. What is this? And so that's why I was thinking to bring this topic today. And where this come from? And where this the attachment and where this loneliness coming from? So the important thing, if you go to the bottom and to the depth and look, it all come out of the self. There is an idea, I am. When you have self-centered idea, solid aware consciousness regarding this I am, the I exist. And when you have that idea, right away when you have it, what is happening as a result of that, the fear arises, security regarding me. I exist, I am. So regarding that, then what is happening? The fear arises. So as a result of that, now you have the fear, and then you hold it to things to secure, protect self, and the attachment arise. Now you dealing with the attachment, always you depending from outside. But the beginning point is the self. When you have the idea, I exist, I am, and as a result of that, fear arise, and as a result of that fear, you hold it to things. Attachment arise. And as a result of attachment, then what is happening? You start to depend from things. Divisions arise. Then categorize. Then you divide things. This all based with the self. And when you always depending from the outside world with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, with the self-centered mind, when you always depending from the outside world, this process is the attachment. Because always you clinging to something. That inside that clinging, the fear and the desire to, because of the self. The beginning point, the seed is the self-centered mind. I am, I exist. How that you come to idea that I exist? Because you remind your past. And I was in the past, and then I am here, and because of that, I'm going to be in the future. This all related to the self. And mainly you take the body as self. And then the pain as self. Once you get the body, and you get the pain as self. And you get the ideas, mental formations, thoughts as self. And then you get the consciousness, your awareness as self. So all related with the past, and because of that past, and you think that you exist today, and then you thinking that you're going to be tomorrow. So this is the process of the self. And as a result of this, you have the fear. See that it related to time. Your thought related to time, because you're thinking about the past and thinking about future. What is that? Time. So now another friend come. So when you have ideas, once that ideas, if the self-centered related with me, when it bound with the time, you cannot escape from that. Why? The very nature of the time locate. And that's why you locate you. I was in the past. I'm going to be in the future. Because if there is no time, you cannot do that. But time is not the first. You are the first. The time come after. That's why once you recognize that the self change always, the time slowly escape from that. Time cannot exist once you recognize the change. But once you make it solid, time comes. and settle down. And then I was yesterday, I was there, then it can go to after the birth, even thinking I had a previous life, and then I going to be like this, like that. Of course, there is a process, but what we see, we don't see the process. We don't see that how we change in between this journey. We see that the same I am was yesterday, same I am going to be tomorrow. That is the self-centered mind. Because otherwise, if you change, if you see how you change, how your consciousness change moment by moment, even you know that you exist, you don't take it as you count, you don't take it countable. You don't not going to make it countable as the same you. Then you come out of the self-centered mind. So the self-centered mind means you come to a point to believe the same you exist. And as a result of that, fear arise. And as a result of that fear, clinging arise. And as a result of that clinging, dependent nature arise. As a result of that, this attachments come to you. But the base is the self, and the next one is the fear. So once you start to depending from the outside with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, with the self-centered mind, always there's nothing to say. It's always you're going to end up being lonely. So that's how it interconnected. Attachment, loneliness. If you are attached to outside world with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, with the self-centered mind, you always going to end with feeling lonely. Otherwise, that becoming alone is a bliss. And sometimes we have the wisdom to change the situation and get best out of it. So then, how we can use this kind of nature, because we cannot escape from this. How we can change this nature, because this is the inherent nature within us. And our mind used to be like this. So once you don't have the self-centered mind, you don't have fear. When you don't have fear, you're not going to clinging to things. When you are not clinging to things, you are not depending from this outside. And then you come out of collective nature. And once you come out of collective nature, when you release from self-centered mind, there is no self to feel lonely. Otherwise, this collective nature build the self, make it strong, 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 and then you feel more lonely, 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 lonely. So how we can uncoil this? How we can unplug and break this? You have to use the same tools. You cannot bring something else from outside. So then start from you, because you have the same things. You cannot get something from outside. You have to use the same tools. You have no choice. Just imagine like you are in another planet and nothing else, only few things within yourself. 5, 6 tools, and somehow you have to make your journey back using that same thing. And what you can do. So we start with the self. So now you have a self. Rather than thinking about the past or the future, and start to put a value on you. You don't need to throw anything away. You don't need to change anything. Just keep everything and keep doing whatever you keep doing. You don't need to stop anything. The very first thing that you have to do, now you have self. So even don't think that you don't have a self. There is no self. No, believe that you have a self. Now you have a self. Just put a value on that self. And you have to take care of that. You have responsibility about that self. And then you have to make that self a better person. So you put value on it. You're adding value little by little yourself. And when you put the value little by little, what you have to do, get a higher purpose yourself. Just rather than eating, sleeping, watching TVs and calling and gossiping or like that, just to put a higher value on you. And once you put a higher value on you, your mind change. And it regarding the self-centered, but your mind change. Once the mind change, this entire universe around you, the gravity that hold it, everything going to shift. Just the thought. And once you have that thought, once you put a higher value, there are right away, there are a lot of things going to release from you. So one thing then, you feel lonely, you attach to things. One thing, you don't have a higher purpose in your life. So if I put another way, one is self-centered life. Another thing is, if you feel lonely, if you feel kind of like attached to things, so it's a self-centered life. And other thing is, you have no higher purpose. So then get into a higher purpose. Once you have the higher purpose, then naturally there are a lot of things going to release from you. And that releasing make a space inside you. It's same like, you know, when children go to schools, and after a year, when they graduate to next level, once they see the report card and just they know they graduated to next level, what happening to them? What happening to the previous class or the previous material that they used to have with them? They release. So the same thing with the psychologically, that you make a space, releasing, you make a space, because otherwise without that space you can just let go. You cannot throw this. You cannot think, oh, I don't need it, I throw it away. And maybe in this very moment when you cleaning your room, you think you don't need it. You determine, I'm going to get out of this, and you throw it away. And then you put it in front of your house to take it to somebody. Even you put a label, take it, it is free. And if you don't have a higher purpose and if you try to do it, what will happen? At night when you sleep, you start to get into dream and you walk on your dreams and you take it and bring it back and put somewhere inside your house and you go to sleep. And then next day when you wake up, it is again inside your house and you don't know how it came back. See, it's how many things you think that you want to throw it away, you want to get out of it. You cannot. It can be things, it can be people, it can be ideas. We think we have to get out of this. It can be a habit, emotions, but we cannot. Why? Because you don't have a higher purpose. So that's why be very clear. Have a higher purpose. First, put value on you. You are a masterpiece in this universe. Only you exist like you. There is no any other person. So get out of the jealousy. Get out of the fear. No one can be like you. It is only you. Whatever the skills that you have. Look, 10 years back, 20 years back, you had certain skills yourself. You had kind of creativity yourself. It's like a shadow inside you. Still, it is there. Go and find it. When you put a higher value on you, you become more creative person yourself. When you put value on you, you start to see that creativity and go and get it, grab it. Rather than depending from outside, be a creative person from inside. Bring all the skill from yourself. That itself take you out of loneliness. That itself, once you find your creativity, itself, in that very moment, there is no anymore that you feel lonely. So it is inherent inside you, that creativity. But if you don't put a value on you, believing, that's why the Buddha mentioned, Kiccho manussa patilabo kiccang maccana jivita. Kicchan saddhamma savanang kiccho buddhanang uppado. What does that mean? Kiccho manussa patilabo. This becoming a human is very, very rare. It is a miracle. Just look at the world, how many that animals in the world. Even that we collected all the animals around us. And sometimes that when we get the ants, and we cannot compare to these all four-legged animals to these ants. You don't, sometimes fish. There are many, many existences even that we cannot see. But becoming a human being, it is very, very difficult to come to human life. Even just look at the process. And as you know, sperm, trillion sperms release at one time. But only one sperm get into a mother's womb. That is you. You became a human after trillions other living beings. That everybody had a life. That everybody had a dream like you. But you are the one who got that opportunity to fulfill, to become a human, that dream. But other all trillions, within like seconds, disappeared, died. But you didn't die like that. Kiccho manusapad, it is very rare. It is very difficult to come to this place. And even in the mother's womb, 9.5 months, 10 months, you stay there. And if a mother made a mistake, and it's going to affect you. So with the great compassion, without knowingly who you are, and without knowingly what you're going to do in this world, still, without seeing your face even, the mother able to take care of you with the great respect. And the father used to protect you with the great respect, even they didn't see your face. Look how lucky you are to be like that. And then after that, you came to this world. And then after that, you protected from everybody. And it is a kind of like a struggle with the death and life. There are animals like giraffe, 8 feet high, and the giraffe, mother giraffe, when the delivery happened, the baby come down to earth, at least 6 feet, that the baby go down to the earth and fell down, and that make the baby shocked, and then start to wake itself and start to run after the baby born. And why they run like that? Because at any time some other animal come and eat. Look at this animal world. Even the eggs, certain birds put the eggs, but the right away snake come and eat it. But look at human life. You go to hospital, your parents go to hospital, doctors there, and they they provide all the security and everything, and with that all you come to this world. And even without seeing your face, your grandparents maybe have keep the property. Oh, this is my grandchildren. But look at the animal world. There are some other animals waiting till you come, that the other animals come from the mother's womb right away, when they come and jump and eat. But human life not like that. So this is a place that more, that the blissful place that you than you think. So then you come here, and then after that 5-6 years you able to go here and there, and you don't know what you touch, you don't know what you eat. Your parents you always take care of you. And so then you have to put value on you. You are more worth than you think. You are a kind of that gift than you think. Just put value on you. That's how. It is not a dream. It is not a fantasy. It is not a kind of like a dogma. No, that is the reality. So you think about that and you recognize how valuable you are. You are a gift. And then have a higher purpose. This so far in this journey. And you came and you holding a space belong to maybe somebody else. So then do something out of your life. That take out of, there are many psychological reasons that we can bring up with the attachment and loneliness. But what's the point? Just you will hear it and you go away. But when you think like this, you completely change. Right away you change. And then put value on you and look yourself. There are a lot of things that you can do yourself. The Prince Siddhartha is a one person. Jesus is a one person. Prophet Muhammad is a one person. Alexander the Great is a one person. Genghis Khan is a one person. Abraham Lincoln is a one person. Martin Luther King is a one person. Mahatma Gandhi is a one person. So when you look at the world, Steve Jobs is a one person. Even look his life. When he come to mother's womb, he didn't have the father, that girl's parents, his mother's parents, grandparents told to go for abortion, but herself and protect the child. It's a one person. And he came to this world, look, and if this kind of facility is not today, what will happen like this lockdown come to the world? It's one person. So then you also have something maybe better than that people. But if you don't look yourself, who's going to find it? So that's why put value on you and see there are a lot of things. You are a masterpiece in this universe. There is no anybody like you. Only you are like this. This thumb finger, this after million come, maybe just the similar, but not going to be exactly like this. So then yourself, put value on you and know yourself. See, there are certain things there as a gift you have. Only you can do that. And take that gift and start to give it to the world. So today is a, today is a beautiful time. Start to write a blog yourself. Even you can go to Google and, take beautiful pictures from the world, and then you post it on your blog. And it's a kind of something sharing. And when you do that, you come out of the self-centered mind. And there are a lot of books online. And you go and you take a little paragraph from that every book. And then you're running a Facebook page every day, little paragraph, you post it. And there are a lot of people read that. And maybe somebody change it somewhere. And maybe like nice music, 60, 70, there were beautiful music. And today you will not, you're never going to get that. But if you have time, you go to YouTube and you find your own YouTube channel, you find some music and you just share it with others. See, see this all social medias, you have a place, share. And it help you to come out of the self-centered mind. And it help you to come out of this collective nature. So there are a lot of things that you can do. Even you have the cell phone. The most of the cell phones today, more than the buttons, it has a camera. And there you cannot even know buttons. It is invisible. But the camera is visible now. So you go. So wherever you go, you can become a very good photographer. Only thing, just you have to think a little bit. Not like like 10, 20 years ago. Photographer mean it is a big subject. But today, you go with the cell phone, maybe you take a picture, little bird, little flower, and then you post it yourself. So somebody see it, maybe somebody in a busy mind, and that person have no time to go out and see the flowers. So yourself, and then you see it. See that George Floyd, that the incident happened. That girl, the girl who recorded the video, that is the first time that she recorded the video and post on Facebook. First time. But look what happened around the world. Even not even in America. See that video. First time that girl post that video on Facebook. First live video. See how it changed the world? And the company Zoom. And that guy didn't have any idea to do these kind of things. And that guy just having a little, and he had the idea to do this thing, but he never thought this is going to become big. But when the virus situation came, the completely society changed overnight. The whole world start use the Zoom. So what you contribute, think about it. Let the self to be, just put value on it. You don't need to take out, because you cannot take out like that. Just put value on it. That's why I give this detail. So put value on you, and you have a gift. Take it out. Only you can do it. Look for that. Once you put value, you see the gift. And you are a creative person. So use that creativity. Share your life with others. And that will help to get out of the self-centered mind. Once you get out of the self-centered mind, no fear. And then No collective nature. Always you develop the sharing. No collective nature. And once you get out of that no dependency in your mind, you become free from everything. That is where you see the joy. So otherwise, this never going to end. So this is a more practical way yourself. There are many other ways, but remember, the method is once you have the self-centered mind, always it's going to be feel lonely. So start to share your life with others and look for yourself and get into something and have a higher purpose yourself. And while you're going towards that way, start to share your life, and then one day you will see how beautiful gift you are to this world. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbidyo vajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu mate bhavatvantarayo suti digayuko bhava. Ettavata cammehi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahan hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.